Okay, how about me?
There you are, Dave.
Hey, no,
I just texted you. I was like, we're going to figure this one out.
no, he was
This
playing
takes
with
me a little
friends.
while.
Oh, you're awesome. Hey, what happened to your album on Spotify? What happened to your album on Spotify?
My album. You mean the Harry Flemball CD?
Yeah. I went there on Spotify and it says it's not on there.
I don't run Harry Flemball.
Oh, so you're not running that? Because you sent that to my email. So I tried to open it and it said it wasn't available.
I tried to, I don't know what the deal is with Spotify. I have my own Spotify, but I barely ever use it. But the other guys back in Philly, they take care of, all the Harry Flemball stuff. Because they got in on electronics and computer stuff long before I ever did. I'm just getting used to it now. So they took the ball and ran with it. Sometimes it was
You
great.
mean you're not a keyboardist?
I was ready to choke
You
myself.
don't do the synthesizer stuff?
Hmm?
You mean you're not a keyboardist? You don't do the synthesizer stuff? Is it all guitar?
Yeah, me and Harry Flemball never had any synthesizers. I don't know what.
Well, like, there's other instruments in there. There's basses, there's drums. Ange was telling me you're like a one-man band. I'm wondering how you get all this sound in there.
I have been a one-man band. In fact, when I first
you play drums?
No, that's my worst. That's my worst thing.
Mine too.
Yeah, me too.
Personally, I've always found good percussionists. Well, there's never been any keyboards. Like maybe I get that sound out of my guitar sometimes. Maybe it could be my voice. You never know.
Yeah, I've heard
That is
people do some
awesome.
crazy shit with their voices.
I've enjoyed doing it. You know, it's. I just have a very minimal studio. It's downstairs and upstairs, and I use what's the name of the program? Reaper, and
Yeah, Reaper.
I forget what I do with my videos or what I use for my videos, but I've had a blast putting them together.
We've had a blast listening and watching them.
Oh,
Yeah, your videos are just as creative as the music.
Loving your creativity.
yeah. That's good. Could we get some more volume on
On me?
Oh, is it too low?
Dennis? No.
Nope, Tony.
Tony?
Tony. Actually,
Tony.
my name's Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave,
Tony.
this is
I can hardly
Tony.
hear you.
Tony, this is Dave.
Hi, Tony.
How's it going?
I'm so excited you're here. It's
Oh,
so nice to finally meet you after months of emailing and messaging. And
Right. Well, I'd say come out and see one of the shows, but there's no shows going on.
not yet. We're supposed to open back up in April.
That'd be nice. Right around
And you're
springtime.
local to me.
Very local. I traveled only from Philly up to here when I started playing up here, and then gone to New Jersey a few times, played in New York, and members of the band have played all over the place. Guys I play with.
Well, I definitely want to come jam with you when things open up.
Sure. You
Yay.
can come, I have the Phlegm Cave is downstairs.
Okay.
That's my music room, and that's where the band practices. There's always a drum set, a bunch of amps. I myself own a 5-string bass. And I use that for the
Nice.
recordings up here upstairs. Good for
Nice.
bothering neighbors.
Yeah. Well, your creativity is like mine. It's wild.
Oh, it's why I'm into music, you know. And now I have more time for it. It's great. So I'm always bugging the drummer. And I send him some weird song, a weird idea. It's so hard when you can't get together to work on it to say, here's what I need here. Here's going back and forth. But we'll be putting out more videos soon.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
can't
looking forward
wait.
to getting them out.
Where do you come up with your songs?
Usually
Is it like the title that comes first, or?
No, it's the idea. Well, they come from different angles all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes somebody in the band will just mention something like water heater. We're downstairs in the Phlegm Cave doing some recording, and Matt Roman, who's one of our bass players.
I know Matt.
Sure, everybody knows Matt and Alina.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw us as a duo. Me and King Bedrock were playing as a duo at the time. He said, "What happened to your bassist?" And I said, "Well, we don't have one yet." He said, "I'll play bass for you." So cool. So he did a bunch of our recordings and did nice. And he had the 5-string bass, and me and Tom both fell in love with that low pound.
Oh, is that's how you got influenced to buy one?
It's all Roman's fault.
It's yeah. We both start drooling when we hear it. So but he's so busy that he really can't do everything with us. So sometimes we duo, but we have another bass player. But I said, you know what? I got to buy a 5-string bass. So at least we can do the recording and I can take care of that.
Yeah.
We also have Felix Wheatfield. You know him too?
I don't know Felix. No, I've heard the name.
Multi-instrumentalist.
Does he play down at the Leather Corner Post? Because I've seen Matt Roman down there quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if Felix played there. He's played a bunch of gigs with us. And I've also played with him on drums one time. I had a gig up north beyond the Poconos or somewhere up there. I forget. But he played drums and I play guitar, and he said, "I know all your stuff." Well, you only heard it once, but he just picks it right up. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, talented.
He is extremely talented.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
and once the open mics start opening up, I have a great open mic in Easton I have to take you to.
oh, sure.
It's a blues open mic.
Is it new?
No, Rob Fedorczyk has been doing this for about 13 years.
Then I probably heard of it or read it in the paper somewhere and said one of these days, but
Well, I'm going to make that one day your day, one day.
well, the thing about those places is you have to sign in, and then you
won't have to worry about that because he's actually a personal friend of mine.
Okay.
So I'll take you to the barn and I'll take you to the studio and we'll have a blast.
Well, once the COVID's all done.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't even rehearse with anybody anymore. I haven't gotten any shots yet. I don't.
Me neither.
Yet. And I don't want to push my way to the front of the line or anybody letting me butt.
I do not blame you.
Yeah, I'm diabetic, but I still don't qualify. Type 1. Tell me why
Sorry.
Type 2 qualifies. Give me
Well, that's like the allergies to penicillin.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm keeping busy. I just miss playing out.
I hear ya. Well, we're going to get back to that soon.
Okay.
I'm just glad you're letting me share your music. You are so talented.
Well, okay.
Do you want to tell me a little bit more about that water heater song?
Oh, right. That was the one that just came from an idea from Matt Roman. Right. Because we were downstairs in the phlegm cave and the water heater tends to make that gurgling sound. And I just said, all right, let's have a water heater song. Water heater, gurgling sound. And then I just kind of chipped in the rest of the words and put it together. And next thing you know, it's a pretty cool, it's like my favorite video. I love it. And I
You
love
record down there?
No.
You record
Because-
down there?
No, because I'm such a computer idiot that I can't figure out how to get all this computing, all this whatever it is down there and still have it up here where it's most comfortable. So I just record right here.
Okay, so you don't have to deal with the water heater when you're recording because you do it upstairs.
Yeah, actually I do.
That's
right
why I'm
here-
asking.
Right
Yeah.
here. Oh, it's right. I get that baseboard heat where the water goes through it. So, and sometimes the wall starts cracking. And we got a church right across the street that chimes off the hours from morning to.
Oh, so one way or another, you get some additional tracks in there.
Yeah, maybe that's the keyboards you heard. Maybe it was somebody. There's
Bells from the
it might have been a
church.
Sunday, and there was like a church another church down the street, and they make plenty of noise, but it's okay to have. There's always music playing in this house anyway, so no big deal.
Yeah, I get all sorts of sound effects around here. People walk upstairs and the dog and everything.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the dp3, the davephlegmball, the water heater video, because I absolutely love this. And
Do I get to watch
This
it?
is scary too. Yes, you get to watch. I'm going to share it with everyone now. Oops.
The dry heaves! I'll never drink again! Me well! I'm getting the poison! Me rich! Me rich! And the dry here! The dry here! Nothing comes out anymore! I'll never drink again! Me roll! I'll never drink again! Ready, number one!
I actually played the dry heaves, but I love that song. I hate puking, but I love that video.
Yeah, I had a lot of lag in it. That
And I like
took away some of
I
the
like a lot of
effect.
power punk.
Yeah, that you know where that came from. I had an old cassette tape, and that was like my first ever original band was the Dry Heaves. And we had I played 8-string bass, and we had a drummer, and we had 2 vocalists. That was not me on vocals there. That was the Dry Heave himself and Rotten Rich, I think we used to call. And
Who came up with the name The Dry Heaves? Because that is a good punk name.
That is so long ago. I have no clue. Probably me or either me or Eric who was the Dry Heave, because we kind of put it together, or maybe it was the drummer Mike. And anyway, that I just found that tape, and I bought this thing that you can download cassette tapes in stereo and things like that. So I said, I finally got to put some guitar on that. So I put some guitar on it. I shared it with the old Dry Heave. We haven't seen each other in like 20 years, but I shared it with him, and I'm like, I got to make a video of this just as a reminder. And you know, I shared it around. You know, I was happy with the way it came out. Everything, you know, with the added guitars, it sounds great. And now with the video, it'll make a lot of people happy, I guess.
And everybody can relate at one point in time. I think we've all been there.
Oh yeah,
That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. But
you said you're not a big computer guy, but like the video actually has a lot of different scenes and imagery going on in there. How are you? What's your process there? Are you just kind of like grabbing stuff and seeing what fits, or do you actually like see some of the things that you? Because in some of your other videos, I see a lot of thought into the scenes that you choose and you pick.
I like
they go with the music. It looks like you're doing a lot of pre-thought into the clip assembly that you're doing.
Yeah, I like to think so. You know, I'll find certain things and see how they'll mesh up with the song or the idea behind it. I'll go looking for certain things. I'll produce it myself if I have to. I have, you know, one of those handheld video cameras. I can use that to.
You could have been one. You could have been one of those claymation guys, huh? You would have been one of those claymation guys if you didn't get into music, I bet.
Yeah, but I'm not so good with my hands, like making clay and things like that.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of time. I'd rather do music.
Right. This is like the icing on top, and being able to put out a video and do it yourself. I don't think I would like someone else doing my videos. Although if somebody wants to try, you know, anything to get it out there is okay by me.
Open invitation.
Yep, sure.
I think you did awesome. I'm going to play that water heater song now because I wanted to play that first, but I played the Dry Heaves because, like I said, I really love that song.
You're sick.
I hate puking because I love the song.
I think the Dry Heaves was the first one you showed me. I think that was
No, I think Weeding the Green was.
That's a rude introduction there.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was a while.
Sorry, I absolutely love your work, Dave. I like to share you.
Well, I'm glad it makes you so happy and that you'll share with other people. Maybe they'll come to see us if we ever play out again somewhere.
Absolutely. You'll have to let me know when you're going to be playing so that way I can let people know.
Oh, we'll definitely keep in touch. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this water heater song. Thank you, Matt Roman. was awesome. My
I
other
like that one.
AC. So when like you sent me this one and I see this one, I had to share that with him immediately.
You'll notice in the one part in it where I'm sticking my guitar actually into my mouth.
In your mouth, yeah.
Here's the
It's
guitar,
that guitar.
and I've had this guitar since I was just, very young, but it's an Aujan, which is custom made by a guy named Audric Jean Kaukas. And I bought it when I first learned how to play guitar. The band was me, a bass player that, remember the Dry Heaves?
Yes.
I was the A-string bassist, and we had the drummer, and that drummer had a brother who could play bass, like Jimi Hendrix. He could play the Star Spangled Banner on his bass, all these effects, and these big Ampeg cabinets and everything. And the deal was, okay, one of you two guys has to learn how to play guitar, but Terry, what was his name, and his hands were so big that he couldn't play guitar. And then I got mono. So that was decided I would learn how to, I had mono, I was going to learn how to play guitar. But anyway, back to the Aujan. That was the first real guitar I ever bought. I broke it like just about a year or so ago. And it actually, let me bring it up here closer. You can actually see the split.
Yeah, I see the crack.
And I just said to myself, man, it was like the biggest bummer because I love this guitar. I only have two others. But this is my favorite. You can do anything. But I was so bummed out. You know what? I got to turn tragedy into a triumph here. So what I did in that video, because it was all cut off, was just took this and ran.
That's how you made it look like that.
Oh, neat.
See, you did make lemonade out of that because I was like, how did he get it that far in there? Because I saw in the video, like you had it in there and okay, that explains it.
This, I like to do stuff like that. How's that happening in a video? That makes me feel good. But what I actually, I didn't think this would work, but a guy said, "Oh yeah, this stuff won't break. This stuff won't break. Your guitar will break again before this stuff breaks." And it was hairy, but I'm so happy to have this guitar back. Let me show you my other one.
Oh, yay, this is exciting.
This is the one I used for Harry. This is the one I almost always use for Harry Flemball.
Oh, that's pretty.
I wish, a light on it or something here.
Oh, I like
you can't quite see all the colors that are in it. There's one of them. There's another one. And it's pretty old and beat up now. But I got this one at a place called Cynthioli's off Oxford Avenue in Philly. And this one, I guess it must have been hanging up for a while. But because it's so ugly. It's ugly great to me. It's got all these cool colors and it's got a Floyd Rose.
Some guitars,
it's ugly beautiful.
Yeah.
Some guitars have a tough time with that shape.
But when I bought this, the salesman come up to me and he says, "Got another guitar for you." It was like a bright pink guitar. I say, I'm not that comfortable with my masculinity that I'm going to play with her. Well, I think I will pass. Thank you. But that's the story of my two guitars, my two electrics. I also have a Kramer Farrington acoustic electric that I use on. Well, you see it in the one video. Slips my mind the name of the video. Oh, the COVID song. The COVID song. That's my other guitar.
That's funny because that's the next song I actually pulled up to play.
Oh, what a great!
Was your COVID-19 Weed in the Garden?
I seem to have a sixth sense. I can tell things are going to happen before they happen. It's weird. I used to be a teacher, and I retired. I finally had enough. I got out. I gave my 100 days notice as soon as I could, and 100 days later, guess what hit? COVID-19.
Oh, really?
And
that's crazy.
Talk about timing.
Now I don't have to, stand in front of 100 total of 150 kids a day, and being diabetic, I probably would have been croaked by now. But here I am making great videos.
Did you teach high school?
Middle school.
Middle school. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it was so hard trying to hide my identity for so long. When I was
kind
in
of have to a little with that age.
Yeah. Oh, they. You know.
But at the same time, the creativity. You
Yeah,
must have
but
seen a numerous amount of creativity coming from all your students over the years.
some of the kids love the act, but some of them, who just wanted to, like calling you
Well,
Dave
there's a
Flamball
little, there's a
in the middle
little,
of the hallway.
there's a little educational
I was glad
quality.
to get out.
There's some educational quality to your videos, because that last video, I felt like I learned some things watching it. There was that one spot where it actually was telling you, like, a scientific note, and then watching all those different clips.
How to patch your water
like
heater
watching
up.
every science.
That's
Was like every science experiment that I would have done as a kid. Like, I really wanted to do that one with the water bottle where they put the fire in there. I was like, oh my God, that looks so crazy cool.
Well, that was a goal too. Yeah, I'm out to educate you about the dry heaves. That's a like a warning song, a public service. Don't.
Well, I saw how to patch a water heater.
Yep.
That was interesting to see actually how they patch one.
And I've seen what happened when pipes go wrong.
Hope I don't owe anybody royalties.
So
on
you're
stuff
still
I steal.
You're still you're still teaching.
No. Oh well. Yeah, but
no,
In a different
you're still
sense.
teaching in music.
now people like me.
Oh, I absolutely love your music. I love your creativity. I love your songs. And I just love you. So I can't wait to meet you when things open up.
Oh, yeah, like I said, when I was teaching, if you've heard some of the Harry Flemball songs, like I got crabs and 15 inches of dangling death and gotta hang a dick. And, if that ever would have got to the school board, I used to worry about that every day when I went in there. And that's why I told the guys down in Philly when they took over, like putting everything out on the net, I freaked out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be history.
Yeah.
So I was.
It's hard to be like a punk. It's hard to be like a punk rock star on the internet and a middle school teacher during the day.
Yeah, I know some teachers who like are into it. I know others who write about it, but writing about it isn't the same as producing a video. Even nowadays that our minds, a lot of them are politically.
Yeah. Now they're so judgy that you could get fired for something silly. It's not even your content. You could end up getting fired just because of disagreement in politics.
Yep. That's another reason that I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad I did it when I did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did it too.
Yeah, I don't see you holding back on your music. Like, given your different choices in songs and stuff, I don't see you like being able to hold back on your music, not being able to express yourself whatever way you feel like, especially with punk, because it's very it's very it's all about expression with punk and punk rock like that. It's all about saying what you think.
Yes, it is, and there's not with Harry Flemball, when I was in that, it's like a joke type band. Everything, we just try to make people laugh and like the music. And when I did bring some politically charged stuff into it, they didn't want anything to do with it. And I respect that. This is, the band I started from the Dry Heaves, the Harry Flemball, and now I wanted to do things that are a little more thoughtful, things, just to make people laugh still and bring about some awareness of how things should change.
And that's definitely something that's been missing for a while from music, is the comedy aspect of things.
Oh, that I was going to say the political stuff. I don't
that as well, but the comedy.
Well, I really don't follow too much music. There's very little. Like, I listen to usually college radio. I like Rich Ginzak's show. Boy, why does it skip my mind? There's two DJs that I really really like on MUH.
Okay.
LBR's gone, but MUH I like. Little Stevie Bon Bon is the best show on Saturday nights, or is it Friday nights or Saturday nights. I don't know, but I could listen to that guy play music all day. And Idol Rich Genziak on Friday afternoons. I try and catch his show because he plays a lot of weird stuff.
I'm gonna have to look into
Sometimes they
that.
even play
Then.
my stuff.
Yeah,
love
given your
it.
kind of sound, I would imagine the college scene is where you'd hear stuff more akin to your kind of sound. This kind of punk sound never you don't find it on commercial radio. Commercial radio doesn't know what good raw music is. They just keep going for the polished pop sound, and it's the college scene where you get this kind of heavier, more aggressive sound.
That's where it all starts.
Weezer might be the only exception that was like commercially successful, and only for like a brief moment in the 90s, because that's who your sound reminds me of. At least on App Store, the first thing I thought is like this is like Weezer with a little more punk to it.
Down in Philly, we were called the Dead Milkmen with Balls.
Love the
They're kind of twangy.
yeah.
They're twangy and not so hard sounding, but we delivered the same message as the Dead Milkmen, but we were loud and fast and hard. Do you remember Up to No Good Radio?
Analogy.
Up to No Good Radio. We used to play on Sunday afternoons on
I'm not
LVR.
familiar
When
with them.
LVR was still cool.
Yeah, I miss LVR.
Yeah, they had Up to No Good Radio with them three guys. Again, their names skip my head, but they're pretty famous punks in the valley here. And they would always finish the show with Cheap Beer by davephlegmball. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. And thanks, guys. I like to get. I still play a lot of the old stuff.
That's a good
Road
name for a
Pizza,
song. You had a
Speed Mikey.
you had a song called Cheap Beer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You had it.
Still play
That's
that
a good name for a song.
Oh, Iron City, Peels and Schmitz. You know that they all give me that, and this goes on like that. It's somewhere you can find it somewhere, or come and see a show. I always play that song. Just about. It's one of those ones I got tired of playing. So if people ask for it, I'll play it. But otherwise, I like the newer stuff. It's more fun.
Well, I love
become
all
his
your work.
Freebird.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Freebird, where everybody wants you to play it.
Oh, yeah, with davephlegmball, we had a song. What do you want to hear? Freebird, huh? Free turd? Free turd? Oh yeah, we know. In fact, we wrote it, and then we kick into Free Turd. I'd like to play that song again. If we play a show, and I ask, what do you all want to hear? Will one of you guys call out?
Absolutely, you can count on me.
I will play.
Yay!
Drummer King Bedrock knows it, so we only have to play through it once. And whoever our bass player is, if we have one, it's an easy song. A lot of fun too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And if you need one, just let me know.
I don't want to.
You have a tough time keeping the bass players.
What's that?
Do you find that you have a tough time keeping the bass players or the drummers? Because in my bands, that was one of the ones that we went through like water. Bass players and drummers seemed like every year there was a different one.
No, the trouble I've found is finding them, and then
keeping them.
and then having them hang around for a while, because bass players bounce from band to band or play wherever, and we don't play a whole lot, like maybe once a month or something like that. But my drummers, he stayed with me now. I've only had two drummers worth mentioning. The one in davephlegmball.
Oh, you've gotten lucky. You've had drummers, a consistent drummer.
The one that I found
Lucky.
when I came up here, King Bedrock, he stuck with me. He didn't even know what punk was. when I first came up, I forget how I think there was an ad or something. I don't know. I just contacted him. He came and he liked the stuff. So he's got a good sense of humor, and he's got some political beliefs that almost align with mine. So we've gotten along great, and he likes good beer. And then when he stopped drinking it, he gave me all his good beer. He stopped drinking beer. He just brought over all this beer. I'm like, wow, I'm never getting rid of this guy.
He's a keeper.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to play the COVID-19 song now. We talked about that one a little bit.
Yeah. I was going to film it down a couple blocks down, but the people who lived in that building, one old lady had a fit. You're not doing that here. All right, fine. I'll do it in my garden instead.
Yeah, and this one's called Weed in the Garden. COVID-19 Weed in the Garden.
Yeah, this I don't want to talk about politics. I'd rather just make art about it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to share this song now. Thank you so much for sharing.
I hope you're paying attention out there. All right.
Ah, man, this COVID sucks. Goddamn right.
Yo, hey, davephlegmball, play that song. You know, about the COVID-19. We help you out. Yeah. We help you out. Oh, it's gonna happen. Already occurred. You gotta make sure that pot ain't stirred. What's this? Something to see here. Just give that in the rear. Can't count the times it's already occurred. Gotta make sure that pot ain't stirred. Better watch out if you're unheard. Gonna squeeze you out like a dead turd. Again. Either way, you feel moving my thumbs, nothing to see here. Just giving Mother Nature a kick in the rear. It's Charles doing my tan, and it looks pretty best. I'd like to see it more. I'd like to see it less. No time for judgment, no time to repent. No matter anyway, it's time to pay the rent. It's Charles doing my tan, and it looks pretty a mess. I'd like to see it more. I'd like to see it less. They call it weed in the garden, they call it culling the herd.
Now, let me ask Dave, was that in front of the Boyd Theater? That first shot, was that from the Boyd Theater in downtown Bethlehem?
Which theater?
I don't know. I just stole it.
It looks
Or
like
borrowed
it
it.
was from the Boyd
Commandeered.
Theater, which is from downtown Center City, Bethlehem.
Oh yeah.
The theater has actually been closed for quite some time, and the last I heard, they're turning it into like an apartments.
Oh,
But that
place.
looked like the exact sign outside.
No, I did not take that picture.
It was
But if I
definitely
did, that's where I would go to get it.
awesome. I'll find your spot.
The toughest
So
part of making that video was shaving my
the one that
head
had
and then
your
putting up all
acoustic?
those mirrors around all the chairs.
That was you in those chairs?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
really?
No.
No, you had me going.
Really?
I was going to say, are those chairs 6 feet apart?
No. Did it all with me, I swear.
Oh, goodness. I
So
love your stuff.
that gave you a chance to play with the acoustic. I like how you were switching between the acoustic groove there and then going into the like clean, like, heavy sound and then back and forth. Nice shift back and forth with it.
The cool thing about that song, and it's something I never would have thought about doing, but there's no drums in that song. There's
Just
not.
the snaps.
You don't need them.
Yeah, there's
Snaps. Now, did you actually
Yeah, I don't
snap
sound-
those? That was real
That's-
snapping, huh?
What's that?
That was real snapping.
I think it was.
I mean, it sounded clean. I can just imagine
Yeah,
somebody's fingers must have felt like they were going to break by the end if they were snapping the whole time. But
I think it was. I think I had a click track, and then I just went over top of it with this. It was a while ago. You can probably do that online. For me to find it, you know what? I'll just do it myself. Be way quicker.
It worked real effectively. Yeah, it worked real effectively. Sometimes you don't need a lot of percussion to get the percussion across. And in that particular song, it was just the shift between the cool acoustics and then into the kind of grungy electric and then back and forth. That set the mood each time.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, you don't even need drums on that piece.
No, I'm sure if and when we play it live, we'll have something in there because I can't.
Maybe I'll come up and play the
guitar and
maracas
snap at the same time. Everybody,
I don't think I can snap that long.
I'm not gonna trust like the rhythm of the entire audience. All right, everybody, snap. That could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Not you, bartender. What are you doing? Don't snap.
You need your
Don't
hands.
worry.
Pour me another shot. Oh, well, I definitely love that piece as well.
Well, this has been wonderful. Do you get when I do Zoom meetings, they can only go for so long. Or when I've been in them before, do we have a time limit on this?
Or if they have the free
I actually
accounts,
have
they can
2
only go
more I
40
want to
minutes.
play for you, and then we'll be done.
Okay, and I'm gonna when I'm watching the videos here, they're lagging. The music and the videos
Yeah.
are sometimes lagging. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that. When we're editing later, we're going to put the actual videos in.
And
So,
this glare
what you
behind
see
me,
here
I
is not-
tried to take care of it, but
yeah, that I can't fix, but I can replace the videos afterwards.
okay.
Yeah, so we'll make it
What's
look
next?
pretty after.
What's next?
So the next one I have here is 19 Shades of Third Degree Burns.
That came from an old Harry Flemball song, 15 Inches of Dangling Death. And I figured if I'm
These
going to play out up here where I'm teaching,
These names.
I think I better write new lyrics for this one because it's one that could have found me in pretty hot water. But 19 Shades of Third Degree Burns. I think King Bedrock, my drummer, came up with the idea or the title, and I just wanted to get something with a lot of imagery in it. Because really, my songs, if they're going to be funny, what do I care about imagery? But I'm a poet. I don't know if you knew that or not. I have a poem on Seagraves Avenue, just off the Easton Circle. I won some kind of poetry contest about 2 years ago, and it had to be a really short poem, so I had to chop a bunch of words out of it. I'm not real happy with it, but it's up there. It's on
You won.
it's like featured on this black door. I can send you a picture of it, or I really should get up there sometime and see it. I mean, it's been up for a couple of years, and I've never kind of been. I mean, when Mother's was around, I used to go there, and play there a bunch of times. But since Mother's closed down or doesn't have bands anymore, I really haven't been to Easton too much. But I'll tell you what, when I play your open mic, take you down to Seagraves Avenue, you can see that
Yay!
You can see my palm.
And then I'm going to take a picture of you standing next to it.
It'll be the first time I stood next to it. That'll be neat. Yeah. And I'll be dressed up. Maybe I'll even go with the face paint that night. Maybe a sad clown, because the poem is pretty sad.
All right. Well, if you're going to go a clown, I'll go as a clown. So if you're going to do the sad face, I'm just going to do a crazy face.
Sometimes when I play gigs, I wear the face paint. It depends on my mood and my time, you know. It takes a while. And then driving like that, you pull over and could be trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share the 19 Shades of Third Degree Burn so we can take a look at that and have some fun with your visuals.
Follow the bouncing phlegm ball.
It's like a kung fu title.
Yeah.
From a broken sky, yellow rains down onto champagne skin, toasted golden brown. So uncurl on your seat paint, solar dust, stretch out in the sun, soaking pastel rust. With 19 shades of third degree burn. There are 19 shades of third degree burn. When I bronze until I cannot stand, I'll be the shadow of wheat, I'll be desert sand. The seashell has broken, the peach dome has cracked, the khaki copper sky has been fracked. There's 19 shades of third degree burns. There are 19 shades of third degree burns. Coral and salmon, atomic tangerine. You're a mahogany pond in an imperial red scene. You get burnt sienna, you sunset fawn. You get chocolate cosmos nightmares with no hope of dawn. There's 19 shades of third degree burn. You get 19 shades of third degree burn.
It's a great story.
Again, educational.
Absolutely.
Hey, I don't spin no stories, you know. If the Dave Flamball tells you the moon is made of cheese, brothers and sisters, go get your crackers. I tell it like it is. All right.
19 shades of cheese.
Oh, sounds good to me. Yeah. I'll bring
Melted
the
cheese.
crackers.
Well, I like there in that part where you were actually going through the colors of different shades of things, and I'm thinking like, wow, that must have been hard to come up with those right patterns so that you could fit it into a song like that. But the cool thing with like punk like that is that you can pretty much work anything in if you're creative enough with the sound. Punk is wide open to like how you do your words with. It's not like other genres where you have to be so polished.
Was that Matt Roman in the video? It looked like him playing bass.
Yes. Yeah, that was him on bass. Actually, that was the show where Felix saw us for the first time. Felix Wheatfield, my other bass player, and he was out there. That was at the building in Copley. You ever been there? Oh,
No.
that's the best venue that it's my favorite venue up here in the valley.
Oh, you'll have to let
You
me
can
know.
ask a punk.
Since you're local, you got all these great places and musicians.
Yeah, but that was him out there. They had one of those big inner tubes, like those round lifesaver inner tubes. They were spinning around, catching it. That's a great place. I love the building, especially since they let us play there.
Absolutely. Share the love. They're coming back.
Some Lehigh Valley, since it's not as, since I moved up here, I actually was kicked out of a place. Mother's it was. And I don't blame anybody at Mother's, but I was wearing my face paint and they had a corner out front that you could see through. And I was wearing my face paint. I forget if it was before or after the gig, but I was just staring off into space. And somebody from a club like down the street said they felt very uncomfortable while I was sitting there with face paint staring at them.
Yeah.
But, okay. I'm not a real big person.
Everybody's uncomfortable about something. Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, are you going to play another song? I want to see.
We do. I want to know more about your app store because you nailed this. Lyric-wise, video-wise, like it is so today.
I did, I hope I don't come off sounding like an old man, get off my yard type of thing. But I don't even have a cell phone.
Well, this one's very relevant. This one is very relevant.
I think so, but I don't blame him, But, this kind of thing.
I think that's why my dad fell in love with your music, because he can relate to you. He has a cell phone, but his cell phone is one of the flip phones that doesn't text, doesn't do internet or anything like that. It's more kept for emergency
those
purposes.
Are actual phones.
Your dad
those work
dad
good
sounds
as
like your dad sounds like the type of person that would probably love the song Larry Fine.
I'll have to get you jamming with him someday.
Oh, the Three Stooges song about Larry Fine. And who's your favorite Stooge? And nobody ever says Larry, so
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, here's my it's Larry Fine.
Very true.
The old people love it because they all remember the Stooges.
Yes, my dad made me watch that every Saturday, along with the Lone Ranger and David Crockett.
Like from Clockwork Orange, you get tied down. You're going to watch the Stooges. You're going to laugh. I'll keep dripping these things in here. Oh, there's somebody on the phone.
Well, I'm going to go ahead then, and I'm going to play this app store.
This is the newest one, right? Yeah.
It is. I was so excited when you told me you had a new song.
The next one's going to be even better, I think. The music might not be as cool, but the song is going to be pretty fun.
He is so awesome as he's stamping his foot and just bringing that great guitar riff right in to start it up.
Yeah, that takes a while to sync up. And then I'd screw it up and like wiped it by some mistake. And it drives me crazy, but I had to go back and do it like 3 or 4 times before I get it to line up
I
right.
I like the subliminal association to Nosferatu and the zombies, and then going into Steve Jobs, and kind of like what is happening to people who are getting too caught up in these app mentality. There is an educational message going on in those visuals.
That's right.
Because it is the truth. This is what we're doing. We're turning into these like vampiric zombies of digital technology, where we're not exactly in control anymore.
I was talking about the building before, and that actually where that video was taken was just when me and Tom were a duo. That was the early days of the building. They actually moved everything from where it was to the complete other side of the building, and now the back part is used for storage, and it's gotten fixed up, kind of cool.
Oh, that's awesome. And you got the original pictures of when it was first being put together before they changed their mind.
Well, it keeps getting better. Keeps getting better. And the guy who owns it, runs it, that was the guy in the red shirt, Ivan.
Okay.
He's in a band called
Hi, Ivan.
He's in a band called Clerical Error that you should know about, because they're both
Well, I'll definitely have to look them up. Oh. Dave, I thank you so much for joining us and sharing your music with us.
That was
You're
my
absolutely
pleasure.
amazing.
I'm so happy that it gets out and makes people happy, smile, and makes people think and go, you know what? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
That's all.
thinking on a couple of different levels, educational-wise, because we learned some stuff from them. Plus, like I said, that punk sound's kind of been gone a while. And you bring that back with your lyrics, with the structure you have, and you're just all around awesome.
Angel, you must.
Yeah, that
that
is the kind of sound to revive.
I must be
that
what?
Is the kind of sound.
Angel, you must be some kind of genius, and you nailed it.
Oh,